What's up, y'all? It's Weston. Summer just started. At least it is when I'm recording this. Probably gonna be like a couple weeks late, but that's okay. I figured I'd go ahead and walk you guys through the entire first week of my summer workout regimen. Show you everything from figuring out what calisthenics exercises I'm capable of at the moment, writing a workout plan, and creating my diet. That's basically what I do for the first week of summer so that I can figure out where I'm at, where I want to be, and how I'm going to get there. So without further ado, this is my first week of summer training. I'm just going to go ahead and start it by showing you guys how I figure out what exercises I'm capable of so that I can figure out my baseline for the summer. All right, y'all, so the first thing I do every summer is move this table. Since I'm living at home with my parents still, I do all my calisthenics at home. Fun fact, I don't pay for a gym membership during the summer. Everyone always asks me, Weston, what gym do you go to over the summer? What gym do you use? None. All these gains are homegrown, baby. So, you guys are gonna see a lot of me doing random handstands and other things, either in my living room or in my backyard. Anyway, now that that table's moved, it's time for me to figure out what exercises I'm capable of. Oh. Man, this video should just be called An Out of Shape Man Tries Calisthenics. Oh! Easy money, dude. Now we bring out the big guns. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, check me out. Cheated quite a bit on that one by like really pushing my elbows into my side, but like still pretty good for not doing calisthenics in like almost a year. Okay. Oh my gosh. Good enough. All right, so that's all the handstand stuff out of the way. Found out I need to train for the tiger bend push-up as my first thing. That should only take me like maybe a week. So that's where I'll start for handstands. Now I got to figure out where I'm going to start for planche. Just kidding. Now, I know I have like goals for planche and I need to establish a baseline, but I'm going to go ahead and start my planche training with the tuck planche anyway, just because I need to establish like a good, strong, solid base before I move on to advanced exercises, or else I think in the long run, I'm just setting myself up for failure. For planche and front lever, I'm just gonna go ahead and start my training with the tucked variations. And then for one arm pull up, I always start my training with the same like baseline anyway for the summer. So now the only other baseline training I really need to do is see where I'm at in regards to my goals in leg exercises. So there you guys go. That's how I determine where I'm at in calisthenics in terms of strength and abilities and all that kind of stuff. So I basically figure out what I can and can't do, so then I can determine, okay, if I want to be here, here's the progressions I need to take to get to here. From there, I can go ahead and write my workout plan for the summer. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot this very important step. After I determine what I can and can't do in calisthenics, then I have to move this table back. So now that I have my baseline, it's time to design workouts. First, I set my upcoming goals for the workout season. So it's extremely important to set goals in fitness so that you always have something you're working toward. Even once you achieve those goals, then you just make new goals to work towards. So with handstands, I started out with a list of exercises I wanted to achieve. These were the handstand hold, handstand push-up, tiger bend push-up, 90-degree push-up, and the press to handstand with straight arms. I've achieved these before, but obviously right now I can't do them all. So my workouts this summer are going to be focused on achieving these with the easiest first, obviously. Now, when it comes to setting goals for handstands, there's tons of different exercises that you can work towards. I'll make a video sometime in the future with the handstand roadmap and how to choose which goals. But for right now, I'd recommend just going to YouTube, looking at different people doing handstands and stuff, seeing which ones look cool and trying to work towards them. So my ultimate goal for planche is to be able to hold a full planche for 5 seconds about, and also do a full planche push-up. For planche, usually when I train it, I start with the tuck, then go to advanced tuck, straddle, and then full planche. Now for the front lever, I want to be able to hold a full front lever for 5 seconds, hold a touch front lever for 3 seconds, and be able to do a full front lever row. And for front lever, I do the same progression that I do for planche, where I'm doing tuck, advanced tuck, straddle, full, and then after there, I start working on those progressions for the touch front lever. Now for one arm pull up and dragon squat, there are some progressions that you can use to achieve them, but you don't necessarily need to structure your entire workout around them. Now, obviously my goals are just that. They're my personal goals. They're not going to be the same as your goals. Maybe they will be. Sometime in the future, I hope to make a video on how to set goals. But for right now, I'd recommend just going to YouTube, watching different calisthenics YouTubers and seeing which exercises look the coolest and which ones you want to achieve, and then shoot from there. So considering my baseline and considering my end goals, right now my goals for the workouts starting out are going to be the tiger bend handstand push-up, advanced tuck planche, advanced tuck front lever, and then also working on my one arm pull up and dragon squat. I think I'm gonna do push pull, legs, push pull, and then on my push days I'm doing handstand and planche. On my pull days I'm doing front lever and one arm pull up, and then legs I'm just doing whatever to help work on the dragon squat. I plan to work on those for just about 2 weeks, so work on my tiger bend for about 2 weeks, and then by then I'll probably have it down. Same thing with the advanced tuck variations of the front lever and planche. I think after about 2 weeks, I'll be able to move on to more advanced stuff like training for the straddle front lever, for example. I'm also going to be doing a little bit of cardio to supplement all this. Just 3 times a week, I'm going to do cardio for about 30 minutes. I'm thinking I'm going to alternate like running one day, biking one day, and then swimming one day, just so I'm getting in an okay amount of cardio. Even though cardio sucks and people want to skip it, it's extremely important, and there's so many benefits to it. So definitely implement some sort of cardio in your workout routine. So for my tiger bend workout and all my other handstand workouts, I start off with about 15 minutes of warm up and static holds, and then I'll work on previous progressions that I've already achieved. For example, I'll do some handstand push-ups at the beginning of my tiger bend session. After I learn that and I'm working on something else, I'll do handstand push-ups and tiger bend push-ups. And after that, I'll pick about 5 exercises for my workout, and I'll do about 3 sets of each of these. And since I've already been working on the tiger bend for years, luckily I already have the exercises picked out with the reps and sets that I'm gonna do. When I initially wrote them, I honestly just started by going to YouTube, searching up how to tiger bend exercises. And I would look and see, what seems beneficial, what seems fun to try, and from there, I would pick a certain amount of exercises to implement into my workouts, try them out, see how many reps and sets works for them, and just figure it out as I go, honestly. And at some point in the future, I do want to make my own tutorials on how to achieve certain exercises, but for right now, I'd recommend just going to YouTube. Also, side note, for those 5 exercises that I do pick for my Tiger Bend workout, will not be the same every single day. So for example, Monday's Tiger Bend workout might have completely different exercises than Thursday's. It all depends on what I think works best. For weightlifting, you kind of want to do the same exercises every single week and just progressively overload them. But for calisthenics, it's really good to get variation in your exercises. So that way you get a better feel for the exercise, you get better balance and better muscle coordination. You still want to have some exercises that are like a stable exercise that's going to be in every single workout, but others are going to be rotated through. And if you want to do the same exact workout for all your sessions, you can, but for calisthenics, you kind of want to mix things up. Also, after my main workout, I'll kind of do some finishers for about 15 minutes just to get extra fatigue out of my muscles, kind of squeeze whatever energy is left in them. Usually what I do for this is just the basic exercises like pull-ups, push-ups, dips, handstand push-ups against the wall, rows, that kind of stuff. For my planche workouts, I'm going to be working the advanced tuck while I'm working the Tiger Bend. So what I'll do is I'll do my Tiger Bend workout first and then go into my planche workout right after that and then do the finishers after that. And again, for planche, I'm choosing 5 different exercises per day, and then that'll change day to day. And everything I said so far basically applies to my front lever also. So what I'll do is I'll warm up for about 15 minutes, then do a front lever workout for about 30 minutes, and then finishers for another 30 minutes because within that period, I'm also incorporating my 1-arm pull-up work. And other than that, my pull day is kind of oriented the same as my push day. And then Wednesdays are going to be my leg days. And for those, I want to do a lot of ATG workouts, the knees over toes guy on YouTube. I love this guy's content, and I feel like the summer is the perfect time to be working on injury prevention, range of motion, that kind of stuff, because right now I'm not really focused on lifting heavy, doing exercises I wouldn't normally do if I'm trying to bulk up. So now that we know where we're at and we have a workout plan, now it's time to figure out my diet plan. So the first step I take is testing my body fat percentage and my weight. All right, y'all, so I just got out of the supplement store, it's behind me, and I did my body fat test, body fat percentage, muscular mass, and all that sort of stuff. As I figured, I kind of went down a little bit in muscle mass over the past few months because I wasn't keeping track of my calories and stuff. Always track your calories. Right now I'm sitting at about 7.1% body fat, which for me, coming after a winter bulk, is pretty low. 5 to 10% is usually where I'm seated at. My goal for the summer is just to cut down to 5% body fat, which is great because I don't need to diet much, but I'm still going to create a little bit of plan so that I can determine my goal weight and how I'm going to get there. I also picked up some vanilla casein protein so that I can start healthy recipes and making different protein stuff, so maybe you'll see a little content regarding that. Alright, so once I have my weight and my body fat percentage for the start of the summer figured out, I can go ahead and make goals and a plan for how I'm going to get there. Just a heads up, I'm recording this after I already did my first full week of training, which will be next week's video, but that just means it'll be a better example for you guys. Anyway, right now I'm at about 7.1% body fat, and I want to drop down to about 4%. So that's a 2.2% drop in body fat. And since that's a 2.2% drop in body fat, that's also a 2.2% drop in body weight. After I figure out how much percent of body weight I want to drop, I have to figure out how much weight that actually is. So during my first week of training, I'll start off that Sunday morning, I'll weigh myself. And again, since I'm recording this after I already did my first week of training, I weighed myself that Sunday morning and I weighed 180.6 pounds. Now, since I wanted to drop 2.2% of that, that's going to be about 3.9 pounds. So I'll need to drop to roughly 176 pounds by the end of the summer. And I'll probably drop an extra pound or 2 just because that kind of happens, because when you cut, you kind of lose a little bit of muscle. Now I have my starting weight and my goal weight, which is based off of body fat percentage. So now it's time to figure out my diet plan for the summer. So in order to lose weight, all you need to do is burn off more calories than you're taking in. So what I go ahead and do first is figure out what my caloric maintenance is, basically how many calories I need to eat each and every day in order to maintain the same exact body weight. So again, I'll weigh myself that Sunday morning, and then I'll go throughout an entire full week of training. And during that week, I try to eat what I feel like I should be eating, because I'm trying to maintain the same body weight. I'm not trying to gain or lose anything during that week. If I do though, it's fine because I know how to calculate the difference anyway, and I'll show you guys how to do that in a second. And after a full 7 days of this, I'll weigh myself again the next Sunday morning. So again, since this is after that first full week of training, I went ahead and weighed myself, and I went from 180.6 pounds to 180.4, and that's a 0.2 pound drop. So during this first week, I'm tracking all my calories through something like MyFitnessPal, for example, just to get a rough estimate of what I'm eating from day to day. And then after that full week, I'll add up all those days and divide by 7 so that I can get my daily average of calories that I'm eating. So once I add all those up and divide by 7, I get 3,036 calories is about what I ate each day. And with eating all that each day, I lost 0.2 pounds. Now, a pound of body fat is roughly 3,500 calories. So that means 0.2 pounds of body fat is roughly 700 calories. So over this whole week, I burned 700 more calories than I took in. So if I take that number and divide by 7, that's 100 calories per day that I was burning that I wasn't taking in. So since I ate 3,036 calories each day, my caloric maintenance is 3,136 calories each day. Now, a healthy amount of fat to lose is roughly a pound per week. That's a good healthy amount. You don't want to do too much more than that, because then it can kind of get a little unhealthy and dangerous. A pound of fat per week is 3,500 calories, divide by 7, 500 calories per day in a deficit. So since my maintenance is a little over 3,100 calories, minus 500, I'll be eating around 2,600 calories a day so that I can lose 1 pound per week. And since I have the whole summer to do this, that'll give me plenty of leniency, because I like to be a little bit lenient in my cuts throughout the summer to make sure I'm staying on track with this cut. I end up weighing myself each week and tracking my calories each day to make sure that I'm still burning the same amount that I was that first week of training. Obviously, it's going to change a little bit throughout the summer, but I basically just repeat the same process that I just showed you guys. Basically, that process is weighing myself Sunday morning to Sunday morning, figuring out how much weight I lost, tracking my calories for all 7 of those days, adding it together, dividing it by 7 to get my caloric intake per day, and then doing the math to see how much of a deficit or excess I'm in. So for example, let's say I lost exactly 1 pound in a week of training. Good, perfectly on track. In that case, I would just add up all the calories for the week, divide by 7, eat that same exact amount for the next week. Now let's say I only lost 0.6 pounds. That's still good, a little off track though. So what that means is I burnt off 2,100 more calories than I took in instead of 3,500, because again, 3,500 is 1 pound of fat. Now that's a difference of 1,400 calories. Divide that by 7 and you get 200 calories per day that I was eating too much of. So I would need to take whatever my daily caloric intake was and subtract 200 for the next week. So that's basically how I figure out my diet plan for the summer. There's a lot more that goes into it as far as like meals are concerned. In the future, I want to make videos on like healthy recipes, healthy meals, what I eat in a day on a cut, and stuff like that. So anyway, y'all, that's the end of the video. That is my first week of the summer grind. Not a full week of training yet. That'll be next week. For right now, this was just me figuring out what workouts I want to do throughout the summer, what my goals are, how I'm going to get there, where I'm at, that sort of thing. It works out great for me. Might not work for you, but it might. Who knows? Anyway, that's it for now. Until next week, bye.